This was the very first picture that I ever saw about the Arcade1Up cabinet. Now, this came out by Metal Jesus, and we saw a picture with Kelsey here, September 4th, 2018. And I was on the fence about getting an Arcade1Up at that time. And when I saw this, I was like, I'm definitely not going to get it. This thing is too small. But then I learned about the riser. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here and you like home arcade, hit like, hit subscribe. Today we're talking about how the riser changed everything for home arcade. In my opinion, I think the riser is a must buy. So if you're debating whether or not you want to get the Arcade1Up for $299 or $399, now a lot of people are using the risers. Now, let me give you a reason why you may not want to use a riser based on comments on videos and stuff that I've covered. There's some people out there that are pretty tall, probably like 6'2" and above. And it seems as though there's this common practice that if you have a really tall height, that the riser just doesn't fit you well. And so you actually buy all your arcades and you just sit down and play them like that. Another reason, if you have very small children, probably in that 5-year-old range, maybe they're tall enough to be able to hit the controls when there's no riser, and you can, be with them and hang out with them, play some of these retro games, show them some of these old great games and play with them. And maybe a riser wouldn't work for you in that situation. But check this out. Here's the deal. The riser is fantastic. And the reason why the riser is so great is it brings the control deck to that normal arcade height. Now, the entire height of an Arcade1Up is not that of the same height of a full-size arcade. These are 3/4 scales, but we're going to walk through why the riser was so important. So if you look at the height of the 3/4 scale cabinet, this is just under the limit that makes the shipping really, really easy. So think of those side panels. Imagine if they were the full height, like a 5-foot height. That means the minimum size box would have to be more than 5 feet, and that would increase the shipping costs all around, which would increase the entire cost of the unit. By making that riser a separate piece, you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get these shipping discounts, and then also, the box is going to be smaller, and then you can have it a taller size. So that's a really good thing. So why are we talking about this old subject that a lot of people know? Well, here's the thing. There's a couple different things about the riser that I want to talk about and make sure everyone's well aware, and you can comment down below if you have more information about it. I think the community is still growing. And here's the deal. A lot of the newer cabinets are coming with a custom riser. So this means the riser matches the artwork, and they're kind of doing some variety of things that some people are upset about. The custom riser is really cool when the artwork matches and flows really well. And sometimes they've done it where some people have like a little bit of OCD where it kind of feels like a Rubik's Cube that's just unfinished. We got to make sure that Arcade1Up keeps it nice and clean. That side panel, if possible. Some of these newer units can do this nice flow where the artwork flows right into the riser. Now we take a look at the Killer Instinct. This one's interesting. I'm okay with this. It's a very black cabinet. It's dark. So the riser is not busy. Imagine, what are they going to do? Just put the logo down there as well. I like how they ended up with this cabinet. It just has that rare logo in the front, and then it's all black. That's, in this particular instance, it being a little bit more plain is very, very good. Let's take a look at another cabinet. So check out the Tempest cabinet. This one's really, really cool and unique. You see how the artwork will flow all the way down into the riser. I think they definitely should do this where possible. And on the front, the Atari symbol, that's cool. Put the Atari symbol on the front. It's a very iconic symbol. And the front of the cabinet's all black already, so that's going to be really cool. Then we take a look at the Dragon's Lair. This one's unique too. So they put the coin door on this one. But if you go down, you can see that the riser, they put the logos on the riser here, and over here on the side panel, since it's all dark and black, they went ahead and left that plain there. And I think that works. That works. See, every cabinet kind of has a different, unique design, and how they fit the riser in with all of that kind of can vary based on unit to unit. Now, some people didn't like this Pac-Man. Check out the riser here. It's a completely different format. It's actually like gameplay in it. But I think this one does look cool. I am probably just gushing over all of these, but I do like the choices that Arcade1Up has made on these particular units. But let's take a look one that I don't think they did very well on. And here it is, the 40th anniversary version. it just doesn't feel right. They had the wood grain on the side, but then the black here and the black there, and then the wood grain here. And I don't know. This one just didn't work for me. This is the one that a lot of people said is a Rubik's Cube that's just one step away from being finished. Like maybe you should have done wood grain over here, and it had the 40th anniversary logo on the wood grain, and then it's black here, which is Pac-Man on the front. Hopefully that's why they changed it with the legacy version where, you know, it's kind of like this gameplay at the bottom. Sometimes there's just not a lot of options. But here's the thing. When we talk about all these various risers, the main point that a lot of people need to understand is with or without a riser is based on preference. I want to say that the majority of the people out there in North America are going to want a riser. The average height of the people, you know, you're an adult and you're standing up. A lot of people thought the Arcade1Up was originally like a baby's toy and it's made for kids or whatever. But a lot of people that love this are in their 30s and 40s. That seems to be the demographic, at least on this channel where we talk a lot about Arcade1Up. It's a lot of people right around 40, give or take 10 years. And I'm sure you probably have children and you're playing it with your children as well. I know I have a 12-year-old child and we have a lot of fun playing these Arcade1Up cabinets because it's a way to introduce my child into various arcade games. And she's beat several of them. One, you know, we don't go to the real arcade very much, especially now in these times. But these are games that you can keep on playing, keep putting fake quarters in, and you can get really far and you can beat the games, and they are a lot of fun. But the riser is super important part of it. And if you're on the fence on deciding whether or not you should get a riser, you got to think about these different details. Has to do with your height, has to do with maybe your children's size. But here's the thing. If you end up going with the $399 versions that come with the riser, you can always put the riser aside and then maybe use it later. And the reason why you might want to do that is because the risers sold separately are often something that goes up in price. I've seen these go on eBay for $100. And Arcade1Up, as of right now, currently has them available for sale for $59 on their website, but then you got to pay for the shipping. Now, a lot of people were able to get the risers from, say, Walmart for about $39 for a long time. But again, the stock is really low a lot of times. So if you have an opportunity to get an Arcade1Up with a matching riser, you probably should do it, especially if it comes with the light up marquee. A lot of people like those units as well. So you're going to have some options in the year of 2021 because I understand Arcade1Up is going to have various flavors. One at that $299 entry point, and maybe that's just to get you a taste into Arcade1Up, but you're probably going to want a riser later, and then you got the $399 version. If you're new to home arcade, hit in a comment down below if you have any questions about Arcade1Up. Let us know down in the comments. There's a lot of experienced people in the community, and we'd be happy to answer them. Every comment that comes through my channel, I read, and I will respond. If you have a very specific question, and I know the answer, I will try to help you out. And let me know down if you've been in home arcade for several years. What are your thoughts on a riser? Is that something that you must get, or is it something that you always pass on? That's it, and that's all. If you're new here, hit subscribe and hit that like button and comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.